with a target on your back.
I'm really just heartbroken. I'm heartbroken.
It's a growing reality for Black transgender women. 3 shot, 2 killed this year alone in Atlanta.
Atlanta is getting out of hand.
3 since last year in Milwaukee.
I want to live.
The shocking numbers and what many of the suspects have in common. I'm Justin Carter. This is TSR Investigates. The Human Rights Campaign has been tracking a rise in transgender deaths for years now in the United States, and the numbers aren't pretty. A record 57 transgender people were killed in 2021, another 38 in 2022, and the numbers are steadily climbing this year. The majority of them are women of color. It's happening in cities across the country.
Transgender violence in Philadelphia.
Transgender woman murdered in Pompano Beach.
Deadliest year on record.
I love Coco to death.
Rashad Meadows still can't believe that his best friend Rashida Coco Williams is gone. April 18, 2023, he saw that she was trying to call him. He couldn't answer at the time.
I would text her and I would call her. I called her probably like 20 to 25 times. And I was like, damn, why she ain't answering the phone?
She'd been shot and killed outside the Holmes shopping plaza in southwest Atlanta. Atlanta police releasing this surveillance video days later of a man in a red jersey they believe to be a person of interest. He later told them that she simply asked to borrow his phone charger at a nearby apartment building. Court records show that she left alone a short time later and then was shot multiple times. Police say the shooter was a different person, 17-year-old Jamarcus Jernigan, who was caught on surveillance video wearing this same hoodie seen here at a gas station across the street.
All she cared about was family.
Her sister, Akia Williams, says that Coco was a rising star, featured with other trans women in the Sundance Film Festival documentary, Kokomo City, executive produced by Lena Waithe. Her music also set to be featured on Waithe's hit show, The Chi, on Showtime.
I don't believe that she had a problem with anybody. Or if she did, she probably felt like she could handle it on her own. People who didn't know her would judge her, harass her, threaten her.
It was the same story just 1 week earlier when friends of 37-year-old Ashley Burton was shot and killed outside of an apartment complex on Fairburn Road. Her killer is still at large. Atlanta police wrote in a statement, quote, "We want you to know that violent crimes are our top priority and our investigators are working hard on each case. We have some of the best investigators in the business and we are confident in their abilities. We're committed to identifying everyone involved in these incidents and bringing those responsible to justice."
There were stories circulating and articles circulating around her yelling for help and asking for help from her neighbors, and no one came out in the moment. And
Tony Michelle Williams is an Atlanta-based activist, executive director of the Solutions Not Punishment collaboration. What is going on?
what's happening is that there is violence and attacks on a policy level, and then there are these brutal murders and attacks on trans bodies, again, within our community and within our city. Oftentimes we think that more visibility keeps us safe. Last year, there were over 40 folks, trans people who were murdered. This year, we're lurking in the high 20s.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin has seen, too, a similar trend. 3 Black trans women killed there just in the last year. 6 shot overall. 31-year-old Cachet Henderson was shot and killed February 26 inside her Milwaukee home. It was then set on fire. This man, 33-year-old Cordell Howes, charged with her murder. Also, 28-year-old Brazil Johnson and 35-year-old Regina Allen were also killed months apart in separate shootings there.
I think that there is just a lack of empathy
across the board, including our elected officials. According to the ACLU, there's been a record number of anti-LGBTQ bills proposed across the United States this year, many of them targeting transgender or gender nonconforming people. Some of the bills limiting the ability to update gender information on government IDs, blocking access to medical care, and weakening anti-discrimination laws.
That there are, again, policies that have to protect us while we're out here in the streets or out here being with family and being with friends. What would it look like for our communities to have more skill to interrupt that violence when it's happening, not just against trans people, but against Black people, even as we are experiencing violence at the hands of the police, right? And also Black women and Black youth.
Atlanta and Milwaukee are not the only big cities impacted by this. These are some of the women that have died in 2023 so far. Taziah Woodland, St. Mary's County, Maryland in March. Zaki and Manawaho, Louisville, Kentucky in February. And in January, Maria Rivera, Houston, Texas. Unique Banks, Chicago, Illinois. It's also been impacting youth. 1 in 4 Black transgender youth, according to the HRC, has attempted to commit suicide in 2022. It's something that many in the trans community say is fed by lack of acceptance within their families, unequal treatment in the justice system, lack of education, employment, healthcare, and housing. For TSR Investigates, I'm Justin Carter.